peace, everyone. It's your girl Sequoia Blue back in here with another episode. And today's special guest is Charlene. And how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Sequoia. How are you, hon?
Doing great. It's Friday, so I'm happy.
It's
Thank God it's
Friday.
Friday.
Hey.
I love Fridays. Time for the red wine. especially since the ladies are single out here trying to find them a man. They're out here
Oh
with the
yeah.
wine
Oh,
and the
well,
little dog trying to get them a man.
well,
They're on
hopefully,
Bumble.
ladies, if you're single, I hope you're out of the house right now.
Yeah.
Out of the house because they're not going to come knocking on that door. So let's get you out of the house. Let's get you out
That's
of
a
the
good
house.
conversation right there. Because, I was on TikTok. I like to research people. And,
Yeah.
like, women are always talking about, man, I just want him to come in the Amazon box. I just want him to come from Uber Eats. And
Yeah.
what do you recommend, like, for women that are, like, homebodies, too? Like, what's
Okay.
your
Yeah, well,
recommendations?
let me just tell you something. If you are a homebody, you're not going to meet a man. That's it. Because you actually have to get out, and I'm talking like this, even if you're a homebody and you are online dating is a tool to actually get to see the person in person, because you don't get to know anybody. Let me just make this very clear. You don't get to know anybody online. So if you are a person and you're like, oh my gosh, like I really don't like dating and I don't really want to get out, well, then let me tell you, that's very disempowering, because that's how you actually get to meet people. And that's what dating's all about.
I agree on
Mm.
that one. And there's certain spots where ladies can go, probably, like, because I know some people are like, oh, let me go to a bookstore. You want to meet a studious guy. So then you just go hang out at the bookstore. But then some women say, I go hang out at the bookstore, and they don't come up to me, or they don't
Yeah.
come up to me at the bar,
No,
you
well,
know?
you know what it is though. Let me try to back it up. I'm going to kind of explain a little bit like what I do, and
Yes.
like talk about dating. So today I think it'd be really cool to talk about dating, and really what dating's for, and the process of how you get to know somebody, like how you really get to know
Mhm.
somebody and not end up with
Mhm.
those, let's keep it real, with the jerks. And a
Yeah.
jerk, this is interesting. A jerk, can be either a male or a female. You can have a jerkette, you
Mhm.
can have a jerk, it's all over. So okay, so hi, so I'm Charlene Byars, and I am a feminine embodiment practitioner and empowerment coach, but I specialize in dating, and especially single successful women that really have, for the most part, like they're like, I have my life together, I'm good pretty much by myself. Everything's good. I have my nice career, I have my home. I'm cool. But really, when it comes to dating and when it comes to meeting men, where are all the good men? What happened? So this is really my demographic, really helping women hone this down and understand the process of dating. So there's so many layers here. So I'm going to try to today, because I know we have like 30 minutes. So I'm going to try to really
Yeah.
yeah, and that's okay. That's totally cool. So I'm going to try to
We can
keep
go a
it,
little over. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm going to try to keep this simple enough to you can actually leave here today with a little bit of an understanding, a little bit of different
Mhm.
understanding about dating. So let's talk about dating in the process of, like, when women come to me, like I work with a lot of, that's what I do. I work with a lot of women that are really in that process of, like, you know what, Charlene, I really want to find, truly from the bottom
Mhm.
of my heart, I'm actually really wanting to find my partner, like someone that I can really have true connection with, true intimacy. And our relationships really hard, or relationships good? And so I want to talk about some of these myths. So relationships in general, romantic relationships, okay? And this is why we date. We date to get into romantic relationships. So that's what I teach women. So I don't just teach women to date just to go hook up. If you want to do that, you don't need me. You can go do that. That's all fun, right? Like, it's
That's
cool. That's
easy.
cool.
That's
Yeah,
easy.
that's easy peasy. No, what I do is something a little more in depth. I teach women how to date in a purposeful way, like to really not end up with these jerks and not waste their time. That's what I don't want women to waste their time, and just be so, like, discouraged. So I want them
Mhm.
to have the time of their lives and really empower themselves and really put themselves in a situation that they actually enjoy dating and they actually enjoy getting to know different people. So
Mhm.
so how this works is, if that sounds like that kind of like sounds like you, if you're like, on the fence and you're like, yeah, you know what, yeah, I do actually want to, meet someone and really have that alignment with someone and do life with someone or marry someone or have my person, have my person. How in the hell do we do that? How do we do that, right? Like, how does that even happen? Okay, well, first of all, we got to slow everything down.
Yes.
We do. We got to slow it down. We got to take a deep breath here and just
Take your
slow it down.
time.
Take your time. Take your time. But it's not just taking your time. It's really
Mhm.
understanding what it is, like what it is that you are actually looking for. And instead of, this is a question that I ask women. I said, it's not just even what you're looking for. How actually, think about this. If you're looking to, date, and you are looking to, meet different men, but ultimately you're looking to meet different men to actually find, a partner, a true life,
Mhm.
right? True life, and not the, not the struggle. Like that's the struggle. That's what happens, ladies. That's what happens when we don't know how to date and we rush into things. You end up in those relationships in the beginning. You're like, oh, everything was great. What happened? What happened? What happened? Is because we skipped the process of how to date. That's the truth. That is the truth. That's the truth. Or
Mhm.
we didn't give it the time to really get to know the person. What we do usually, women, is like, we don't like dating. And
Yeah.
let me tell you something, there's a reason why we don't like dating. And that has a lot to do with, there's levels here. That has a lot to do with, I'm going to tell you something. And we're not going to get into the deep work right now because I know we're going to try to keep this light today. But usually we don't like dating because we have a lot of limiting beliefs. We have a lot of past trauma. We have
Mhm.
things that we haven't addressed, and things that, that happened way long ago that we carry on onto our lives. So that really
Mhm.
plays part of, like, especially if you're a woman and you had a bad experience. You had a bad experience, and one time you're like, oh, now all men are jerks. Oh, the dating's not fun, and you can't really nobody. That's already going to put you in a position that you're already going to feel very disempowered with that. You're
Mhm.
not gonna, because what happens, you don't trust yourself. You don't trust yourself. So I
Mhm.
tell women, I said, dating is actually such a cool tool. It's such a cool tool to make sure that we actually get to know somebody. And what is that about? And how do you do that? How do you actually do
Mhm.
that, right?
Yeah.
Well, you got to put yourself in proximity. And you got to get yourself in areas that you are able to meet different people. And especially if you're a woman, let's just specifically today just talk about heterosexual, a woman, looking for a man. Okay. Let's just go there today. So if
Mhm.
you're a woman and you're a heterosexual woman and you're like, I'm really looking for a man, and you're like, I don't like dating, and I don't like online dating, you have to ask yourself, why? Why don't you like dating? Is it because the type of men that you're attracting?
Mm.
What is going on? And usually the women don't like dating is because it's the type of men that they're attracting. So you have to find out, why are you attracting those type of men? Why
Mhm.
aren't you able to attract men that are also looking for, like a good woman, like you're looking for a good man? So what is this? Because this is the deal. Men mirror us. And
Mm.
so men mirror what we already believe. So we already have this, if we already have this negative view about dating, negative view about men, negative view about relationships, what do you think is going to appear? What do you
Right.
think is going to,
Right.
you're going to keep getting the same type
Same
of
thing.
guys. You're going to keep dating the same type of BS, right? Like the BS.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. But what yeah, I know. And so that has a lot to do with, like I said earlier, your limiting beliefs and your relationship patterns that you have carried on from relationship to relationship. Because have you ever noticed, like, you'll, like, as a single woman, you
Mhm.
are dating and you meet a guy. Like, say you meet a guy and you're like, he's amazing, he's fantastic in the beginning. Let's say he's like right in the beginning. You're like,
Yeah. Yep.
yeah, oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. But then as time goes by, you're like, he's just like the other one. Like, Like he looked different.
Yep.
I could see like he has those narcissistic characteristics, or he's kind of a jerk, or he kind of like holds back, and he's not really forthcoming. He's not really honest, and he doesn't know what the hell he wants, and he wants me to do everything, and you know what I mean. He wants me to pay half.
Mhm.
Okay? Oh hell no. Okay,
Yeah, you hear that a lot.
and that has a lot to do with what I call a lot of, like I said, a lot of love blocks that we carry. We carry
Yeah.
patterns, we carry ways that we have done things. And until you kind of like slow down and really understand, okay, well, what is it that I actually am looking for? Like I said earlier, what is it that I want to feel?
Mm.
That's a question. This is a very important question. If we're deciding to go date, you got to understand, what are your intentions here? Like,
There we go.
what do you want to feel, and what are the things that are you going to be like and what are the things that you're going to be like that's cool? Because it comes down to how you want to feel. Because if you're with a person and you are feeling, warm and fuzzy,
Hmm.
that's good. That's like, oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
that's like, oh, I like this, I feel a little warm and fuzzy. But if you're with a person and you're feeling off and you're feeling like, oh, I don't know, like, I'm not sure, is he into me, not into me,
Red flag.
those are the red flags. And the problem with this is why you have to learn how to date here. This is why I call it,
Hmm.
don't put all your eggs in one basket. Because when you have like attraction to someone, we got that chemistry with someone, all of a sudden chemicals are going to be firing up in your brain. We have dopamine, oxytocin, like all these things. What happens is it actually shrinks your critical thinking. So this is why you hear
Hmm.
love is blind. This is why like people do the craziest things and then they come up for air and they're like,
Yeah. What the heck I just do?
what I just do? What I just do? Because they didn't actually learn how to get to know someone, and they didn't
Hmm.
learn how to actually date, and they didn't learn how they actually wanted to feel, how they wanted to feel. Because if
Hmm.
you are not aware of that and you're not able to feel how you want to feel, that will block you. That will literally block you. That will keep you in a loop. And so it's really important, if we're going to date, that we understand what dating is for. And like I told you earlier, dating is actually just a tool to get to know people, to get to know different men.
Hmm. There we
Because
go.
we are not in a committed relationship with nobody until we decide to be in a committed relationship. Meaning, if you are dating someone, okay, this is how you avoid getting yourself in a situationship. Did you hear that?
Oh yeah.
Situation. No, we don't have time for situationships. We're not going to
Nope.
commit. No, 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 no. We're not going to commit to anyone until we are sure that that's the person that we want to be with. And then until, and especially if you're a woman, let me make this very clear. Just because you're going out with a guy, just because you're getting to know a guy, you're not committed to that guy. You don't owe
Mm-mm.
anybody anything. You are just getting to know people. That's all you're doing. You're getting to know people. So when you get to know people, you actually get to start seeing what it is that you actually enjoy and what energy and what type of
There
man
we
that you're
go.
really resonating with. So if you are wanting to, really understand, okay, what does that mean? Well, what does that mean? Well, one thing you have to know is that, especially like, the dating sites, like I talked to you earlier and I talked
Yeah.
about dating sites. Again, dating sites, ladies, calm down. Okay.
They get upset about those dating sites now.
No,
They.
because they are not trusting themselves. They're not trusting themselves.
Mm.
That's why people don't like to date, because they don't trust themselves. They think that they're not the ones that get to choose. Listen, men were going to come to you, girlfriend. Let me tell you something, right, man. A man, when a man likes a woman, he going to come to you. You don't need to chase no man. You don't need to go to no man. No, 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 no.
Mm.
Matter of fact, if you're the one that's chasing the guy and you're the one that's pursuing the guy, you're going to end up with a guy that actually has no direction, doesn't know what the hell he wants, and he actually wants you to basically be the mother, basically,
Oh.
be,
Mm-mm.
yeah, no, and that's not. I don't know about you, but that's the last thing that
Nobody
I
got time
want.
for that.
No, I want a partner, right? You want a partner.
Yes,
You don't
yes.
want, you're like, I ain't, no. I ain't gonna be taking care of you. I ain't gonna be like,
Mm-mm.
taking you out on the date. No.
There's just so
So,
many women that go through that too.
right, but see,
I
this
hear
is
so
the
many
thing.
stories. It's crazy.
Women are going through that,
Women.
but when they understand this, they
Mhm.
learn that it actually doesn't work. You actually don't meet the men that you want to be with. You actually meet the men that are, you tell me, what's the question?
No, I was gonna say that like a lot of, I know you've seen a lot going on with women wanting a certain type of guy. Like I think it was, I forgot her name, Erica. I think she was like popular on the news channel.
Mhm.
She's a lawyer, and
Okay.
she made a comment saying, "Well, I don't want to date the bus driver. I want to date the guy that owns the bus." And it went viral. Everybody's like, "Huh," because she's
Yes.
very successful in her own right. And so like, what do you say to women that's on that page? Like, hey, I don't want to date the bus driver. I want to date the guy that owns the bus, but
Right.
maybe the person that owns the bus might not.
Well, to me what it was. It wasn't necessarily had to be a bus driver or
Yeah,
the bus driver or the one that owns the bus driver. What she wants is compatibility. What
there
she
we go.
probably wants is alignment. And
Mm-hmm.
if someone, not everyone's for everyone, you guys. Come on.
Mm-mm.
It's not, no, no, no,
Yeah.
no. Not everyone is for everyone. There's a lot of people in this world that are just wanting to freaking hook up and not take, and not take commitment in a such beautiful, fantastic way. Because when you meet your person, oh,
You just know it.
there's nothing more juicier, more
Mm-hmm.
exciting when you actually can have someone that you can have that true compatibility. And this is what I said earlier. Listen, let me tell you something. Why you got to date and why you got to take your time and why you really can't put all your eggs in one basket, and you got to get to know different men, because it matters. It actually matters who you end up with, because
Mm-hmm.
if it matters everything. Because if you are like, relationships, truly relationships, romantic relationships, this is where people don't understand this. You hear all the time, oh, relationships are hard or hard or hard. Bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
That's
You hear
not
that all the
true.
time.
But that's actually not true. You know why
It's really
they're hard?
not.
They're hard because two people are not in alignment, and we're just right. Two people are not in alignment, and we keep like pushing ourselves on each other. So that's where you get the toxic
Mm-hmm.
relationships. That's where you get the people that are like, well, if you do this and I do this, it just doesn't work. But when
Mm-mm.
you have alignment with another human being and you get to actually have compatibility with someone, because
That part.
chemistry happens like that. That's the chemicals, okay? But
Mm-hmm.
compatibility is completely different. You can have chemistry with someone and not have compatibility. And
Man.
compatibility is what's going to keep you in the the long haul. Compatibility is what keeps a relationship thriving and juicy, and that yin and
Yes.
the
The
yang, right?
excitement.
Excitement. Because
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to help women date and have a bad time. I'm not trying to help women, just meet any guy. Like, who just wants any person? No, you want
Yeah,
you,
that's not you're right.
who has time for that? Who has time for that? So when you're thinking about, like I said, so when you're thinking about dating, you're thinking about online dating, you're thinking about how to meet someone, you have to look at it as a tool. And
Mm-hmm.
one thing that women get very frustrated about is that they actually think that if they meet someone online, that they're going to take some time and get to know them before they see them in person. Okay, let me just say this very clear.
Well,
If you meet someone online and there's a chemistry there, 1 week or less, you see that person in person.
I agree on that one.
That's it.
Yeah, I agree.
You're
Like not
actually
too long.
wasting your time and your energy and your chemicals that are all thinking, ooh, and all the feeling like, oh, maybe this is a person. You don't know shit. You don't know
I don't
anything.
know
No,
nothing.
no, 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 no. You don't know anybody until you meet them in person. And let me tell you something too. I really recommend this wholeheartedly, and this is so important that I say this. If we don't know a person, we're just meeting someone, it's online or in person, right? And we want to go on a date. My suggestion, no matter what, listen to me really clearly. is that we're going to meet that person at a coffee shop. I don't even care if you don't have coffee. Don't be silly.
Uh-oh.
Don't be silly. Don't tell me I don't like coffee. Well, you can have tea, you can have soda, you can have a smoothie. It doesn't even matter.
True.
And you can ask me why a coffee shop. I'm going to tell you why a coffee shop. Because if you don't know this person, ladies, you know how you're always worried about, well, I don't know who he is. Nah. Okay, you're not going to go have no freaking 2-hour dinner date with someone that you don't
I
even
was
know.
thinking that too,
Are
yeah, because
you
I was
kidding
like,
me?
it's kind of
No.
awkward. You gotta be, what if there's
Awkward.
no compatibility? You're just sitting there like,
Exactly. No. That takes time. That
yeah.
you lead up to that. You lead up to that. Because going to dinner with someone, especially a man, and then you're like
Hmm.
have a little no. That's a lot of intimacy there. Uh.
Hmm.
So what I always suggest is if you are really wanting to get to know different people and you really want to position yourself in that, slow that down and understand that I teach a matter of thirds. Okay. So I have a rule called thirds. Or
Thirds.
okay, so what that means is that we are always talking and dating 3 men at a time.
Okay, I like
Okay.
that.
Okay. Why are we doing this? Why are we dating 3 men at a time? Well, if you're just doing your typical, I meet a guy online and I'm wasting weeks, getting to know him. And then I meet him in person. And then I'm like, okay, he's okay, but it's not too bad. And then I
Hmm.
go back online and I get off the dating thing. And I'm like, okay, well, I want to get to know this guy. And then now I'm off of the dating thing. Remember, you're not even committed yet to this guy. And look at you. You're already getting off of your online dating. You're already like thinking, okay, I'm going to get to know this guy. And you put all your eggs in one basket. And you're like, okay, I'm just going to get to know. And then time goes by. And then you're like, oh, and you're seeing these red flags and you're obsessing. Oh, did he call
Oh
me?
God.
Why hasn't he done this? Because you're concentrating on one person that you don't even know yet. Seriously.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Everybody can present however they want. And really, you
Hmm.
got to understand that, like, you as a woman, let me tell you something, ladies, you're the prize.
That part. Yes. Yes. And I
You're the
think
prize.
there's a lot of insecurities though, because I've met so many women that feel like, oh, I'm overweight, or they feel like a certain way, and I think it, ends up attracting certain men. So, like,
Yes.
what do you say to women that feel like I'm overweight and I don't know what to do, or
Well, it's
for
not, it
women
has
like that?
nothing to do with when women that are overweight, it has nothing to do with the weight. Because,
Mm-hmm.
as I tell women, I said, listen, you need to chill out because attraction has all levels, and so what, like how
Mm-hmm.
women think men think or what men like is not true because women are thinking like a woman. You know what I mean? So they have
Mm-hmm.
no idea. They have no idea. Okay.
Mm-mm.
So if a woman's like, oh, I'm too big, let me tell you something. Attraction for different people have different stuff. So there's people that are really attracted to foolerness. There's people that are attracted to this and that, all that kind of stuff. So it has nothing to do with nothing. I've seen everything find something that is really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I would tell women, if you're struggling with the weight, it's not the weight, it's your mindset.
There we
It's
go.
it's it's your mindset. It's why do you feel because your weight that a man wouldn't like you? Because that's not true. Because of course, 100%. How many times you see a man with a nice fuller woman and he's happy and he's in
Yeah.
love? You know what I mean? Like, so that has nothing
Yeah.
to do with it. That has to do with the woman. And that I would always tell a woman like that, Mama, if you're struggling, you actually got to get under the hood and you got to figure
Mm-hmm.
out why you feel the way you feel and what are the love blocks and what are the things that are keeping you stuck. So I tell a lot of people, the reality is you got to do the work. You actually have to
Mm-hmm.
go inwards and find out, why do I accept what I've been accepting from people? Why
Mm.
am I, you know what I mean? Like, why am I
Yeah.
accepting that type of guy in my life? Because I always tell women, you know how when you hear people, they're like, oh my God, I'm with this guy and he's a jerk. And and I'm
Mm-hmm.
literally going,
Why you there?
I said, you have choices, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you actually get to choose who you want to be in a relationship with. Like, you get to choose. He will come to you. If a guy likes you, think about this. If a man likes you, and he's a man that has good intentions and he wants to be with you, he's going to make sure he lets you know. He's going to show up. And if he
Mm-hmm.
shows up and you're dating the guy and you're really loving this guy and you're enjoying this guy and you're getting to know him, and then this guy says to you, oh my gosh, will you be my girlfriend? Like he has to literally ask you. You're not
Mm-hmm.
committed, ladies. You're not committed to no man until he actually
Mm-mm.
asks you. And then you're the
Yes.
one that chooses. You get to say yes or you get to say no. That's
Yep.
it. That's how you don't get, like I said, that's how you don't get yourself in a situationship. Because
Yes.
not committed, ladies, you're not committed. You don't know anything to nobody.
Yeah, especially if you give it up too soon, you go back to Steve Harvey's book about the don't give up the cookie too soon and
Well,
all that stuff.
that's
I
very
did.
important. Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
That's okay. The reason why we do not want to give it up too soon before we know who this man is, because women are meant to receive. That is such a
Hmm.
very powerful thing for us women, okay? Very sacred place. And if we're going to have some stranger that we don't even know and he's actually a jerk, because I tell women,
Hmm.
I said, listen, stop with the like, oh, I need this, I need that. No, you don't need that. No, no, no. You know what you need? You need yourself a good man that's crazy about you. Because why would you want to
Hmm.
exchange that energy with with a man that you really don't even know just because he's cute? Well, you know what? You can get a cute one and he can be an awesome one too. He can be cute and awesome for you. You know what I mean?
That
So
part.
once you enter that with a man, and this is what happens to us women, and because this is how we are actually built, once you enter that with a man, we bond. We bond. Men can actually have sex with a woman and they don't bond. It's different because we are completely in a different position than a man. We are bonding because our bodies can have babies, okay? And
Mm.
so men don't have babies and their bodies don't bond like how we bond. It's completely different. That's why a man can have sex with different women and there's no bond. A woman has
Hmm.
sex with a man and they bond. So it is completely different for us. And so for us to really put ourselves in a position that we're not going to just allow any man to think that he can have that from us unless he has proven that he's worthy.
Hmm.
He is worthy of the cookie. Hello.
You gotta
You
be
know what I mean?
worthy.
You know what I mean? Like, he gotta be worthy of that cookie because we don't give our cookies out for free.
Yeah, nobody got time for that. Come on
We don't
now.
got
Can't
time for
be
that. You
soul
know what I mean?
tied. Can't get soul tied now. We gotta date 3 men so we can see which one is the right one.
So what you do, and so that's what you do. So when you are able to like really understand, I always tell women this. I said, listen, you gotta look at it completely different. You gotta look at it in the more empowering way, a way of having a good time. Really get into. Do you know what's
There
actually
we go.
fun? You actually dating is a blast. It's so powerful. Gosh darn it, I wish women would just flip that lid and just realize what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Dating is so powerful. It's so fun because you get to actually kind of like get to meet different people, kind of
Hmm.
realize you're not like you're not this. You kind of chill out a little bit, you lean back and you're like thinking, okay, let's see what this guy's all about. But you know what, if I'm not having that connection, it's like an apple. You go to the store and you go to shopping, right? It's like same thing. Listen to this. You're going to the store, you're going shopping, you pick an apple, you pick a beautiful apple and you bite it and it's all rotten. You're like, oh hell no. What, are you gonna keep eating that apple? No, you're gonna put that apple down. Put that apple down and go get yourself a new apple. That's dating. That is
Hmm.
absolutely dating because not all people are going to show up the same, babe.
That part. That
Not all
part.
people are not all men are created equal. That's the truth.
They all different. I mean,
They're
just and
different. And but
and
can I tell you
even
something? There's some amazing,
I
amazing men out there, ladies.
I like
And
that you
matter of
said
fact,
that because women are hurting right now, and I like that you said that. Because even though for me I'm chilling being single right now, but a lot of women that it's like don't like it, upset, and I'm happy you said that there's
yes.
some great men out here, and don't just
No,
give up.
no, not only that, I've been doing this work forever. Not only that there's a great men, can I tell you something? The majority of the men are great.
Mm.
Mm. So if you're like, oh, where am I not finding those men? What the
What are you?
hell? Yeah, wait a minute.
We get it.
You're telling me that the majority of the men are great, and why am I not finding it? Well, that has a lot to do also with energy. There's a lot to do with
Hmm.
energy too. So that again, like today, I'm trying to like give you some juice here, but you're not taking
No,
through the
this
whole
is
process.
good.
I know. So energies. Let's talk about energies real quick. So usually when I talk to women and I ask them, I said, so tell me what's going on. And they keep telling me, they'll say something like, well, Charlene, I don't know what the hell's going on. No matter what I do, I keep attracting men that are, like wanting me to pay or wanting, or wanting me to make the decisions, or men that are the wishy-washy, or men that are not
Mhm.
like solid in who they are. And usually that has to do with energy. And I'm going to explain this to you.
Mm.
So, we all possess masculine and feminine energy. Okay. So we all
Mhm.
possess masculine and feminine energy. So masculine and feminine energy is a certain type of energy that we all possess. But the majority of the women really resonate with feminine energy. And the
Mm.
majority, remember, we're talking majority again, and the majority of men really resonate with masculine energy. And so usually what happens is when a woman has had a lot of past trauma, and a woman has had a lot of things that happened to her in her past that she actually hasn't been able to address, and she's basically been suppressing it, and she's basically been in what I call survivor mode. So for the majority of a lot of us
Mm.
women, we've been in survivor mode because we've
Mhm.
actually had really bad experiences with men, and we've actually had, our not great experiences with our fathers. So there's been a
Mm.
lot of evidence, growing up, that we haven't had like those role models of really solid men. So a lot of times women will start what I call this protection mechanism, and they will really put on a shield and really get into their masculine energy. Okay, into their
Mm.
masculine energy. That's us do, and there's nothing wrong with masculine energy for a woman. There plays a part in all of this. But when we are just operating in our masculine energy, I call it, it's
Mm.
almost like, when we're dealing with men in the romantic way, we almost kind of like chop their balls. Like, you know what I mean? Like we do, we really do. Like, we try to control them. We try to be like, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
we don't trust, we don't control. We are like the do. We're planning the dates. We're telling them what we're gonna do. We're telling them what we're gonna like. And when you're in that masculine energy as a woman, let me tell you what you're attracting. Let me tell you what you're attracting. You are attracting feminine men.
Oh,
Even though,
dang.
hell yeah, even though they may show up and look, masculine, but their internal is very feminine, very weak, very insecure.
Mm.
Not men that are going to be trustworthy, not men that are going to tell you the truth. They're men that are looking for women to take care of them. Period.
Oh, yeah, they poof.
Mhm. Mhm. So how do you shift that? So that's why when I started this podcast with you today, I said that I am actually a feminine embodiment practitioner. So
Mm.
one of the things that I do in my practice is I help women, first of all, clear their love blocks that they carry,
Mm.
that get stuck energy in their bodies. So I help them learn how to do that and clear that, because that actually needs to get out. That energy, stuck energy, and that has a lot to do with our past hurts, our past patterns, things that happen. And then when a woman gets to really understand and start being able to clear that, she
Mm.
starts to learn how to get into her feminine, because a lot of women don't understand this. They think that being in your feminine is weak, and it's
Mm.
actually powerful.
Yes, it is.
Oof.
We wanna
Oof.
be feminine. I mean, some women anyway.
No, as a woman, you want to be able to understand your femininity because it's so
Mhm.
powerful. It's
Wow.
actually your intuition. It's what you're born with. It's your womb. It's something that
Mhm.
we have that is so amazing. And when you can tap into your feminine energy,
Mhm.
you actually will start repelling those type of men.
They won't even write you on
They
Plenty of
it's a
Fish.
different it's a different energy. It's a different energy.
Mm.
And when you understand that, it's just so powerful. But what happens is a
I
lot of
like
women,
that.
what happens if you're in your masculine energy, you're up in your head. So you're thinking. So you miss the clues. You miss the clues with the guy. So a lot of times,
Mm.
if you're up in your head and you're not allowing yourself to feel like,
Mm.
okay, well, how do I really feel with this person? When you're up in your
Mm.
masculine energy, right? That's when we're doing, that's when we're going, that's when we're in that. But when it comes to romance, when it comes to romantic relationships, we have to understand that we need, if we want to attract a man that is solid, a man that has basically his shit together. He has
Mm-hmm.
direction. He knows what he wants, what he's looking for. He's looking for his alignment. And a masculine man, let me tell you something, ladies, a true masculine man is not going to be attracted to a masculine woman.
No, that's
It's
true.
a turnoff.
That's
It's a
true.
turnoff. It just like think about this. A true feminine woman is not going to be attracted to a feminine man. It's polarity.
No.
This is polarity, everyone. This is polarity. So polarity is what makes relationships attractive. Like that makes gives it. So we're not talking about platonic relationships here. We're talking about romance, right? We're talking about the attraction. We're talking about like our, and that's polarity. And to have polarity,
Mm-hmm.
you have to possess masculine energy and feminine energy. And even in gay relationships, there's masculine energy and feminine energy.
That's true.
Because masculine and feminine energy, they're it's like a yin and a yang. It's like day and night. They are attracted to each other. They're attracted to each other. It's like a natural fit, okay, in romance relationships. And when we're not understanding that, that's why we keep having these relationships that don't work, relationships that women are like, oh my God, I'm exhausted. I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
it all. I do not want to do it all. Is because there's a shift here that needs to happen.
I concur on that. That was good. I believe in that because a lot of women say I want an alpha man, but you got to be ready to work with an alpha male. And then there's sigma males, and I had to learn about that. But it's like that is true. It has to be a balance so you can work with the alpha. Even when a woman, I guess, turns on the alpha at times, and then turns on when she goes home, turns on her
And
feminine.
you know what? And there is a difference between a alpha male and a masculine man, and a masculine and a true masculine man that actually understands his masculinity and his femininity. Meaning that because when a man is in his true masculine, ladies, he will actually know how to drop down into his heart also. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alpha males don't drop down into their hearts.
Okay.
There's a
Okay.
difference, okay? There's a difference. Alpha males are like bulldozers. It's like
Mm.
they're the ones, listen to this. They're the ones that and it's no fault to them. It's just how life happens. But they're the ones that truly feel to get a woman, all he needs to do is provide and bring her money. But he doesn't give her the safety of her heart.
Mm.
He doesn't know how to drop into his emotions and also have that safe place for the feminine, because the feminine needs to be able to feel safe and drop into her feminine, which is all of that. So if you have just an alpha male and you have a feminine woman, it doesn't work. It
Mm.
clashes. It clashes. So there is a difference. There is a difference.
Oh, I love that. That's a bar. I'm going to share that on the dating page because the thing is, like, a lot of people don't know the difference, and it is a difference because it's like, you look at these alphas, you're like, wait a minute, do I really want to be with this alpha? Because the way he's
And
acting, it
and you
makes
know what?
sense.
No, that's true. And you know what? Let me tell you something. Masculine women end up with the alpha men because
Mm.
masculine women are also not in touch with their feelings. Okay. If
Oh.
you are a woman that is very in her masculine energy, even though you look very feminine, it has nothing to do with that. Your internal is masculine, then you are actually not in touch with your feelings. And
Oh.
so that's why you also end up with those. And then what happens with the masculine woman is as time goes by, there's no feelings there, and she actually ends up leaving.
Oh, dang. That's the good man. That's the bar. That was good. Yeah. I just learned something new today. And I'm sure the
Yes,
guests
yes,
did
and
too. Because
there's actually so much more. I'm so sorry. Like I wanted to when
Well,
I
we can
when
have a part two. We'll have a part two. We can
yeah.
add, even have my mom, which is my guest co-host sometimes. She probably has her own questions. She's out here dating. She's a widow. So she has questions
Oh,
for widows. So she probably would like to talk to you about that. And
dating for widows is the same thing dating if you're been single, if you've never been married, if you're a widow. The whole dating is the same process. It's truly a way to get to know someone. And not only that, I teach what I call It's 5 steps on how to get to know someone. I know we're not going to get into that today, but
Yeah.
there's actually a way to do this. You got to know them, and then you got to rely, trust, commit. It's fantastic.
Oh,
And so
snap.
there's a way to get to know. But let's go back to let's go just real quick, go back to um leaving you ladies today with something, right? Something that you
Yeah.
can like apply into your life. So I just want to let you know, ladies, if you are really listening today and you're like, another thing I want to tell you is when I said earlier about proximity, okay? Because online dating is not the only way. Proximity, proximity, proximity. And what do I mean by that? If you're a single lady, listen, you have time actually to get out. Okay, because you're going out with your girlfriends, and listen, just going out with your girlfriends all the time is not finding you a man. So you know what I mean.
Mhm.
Just that's fun for a point, but you got to understand what are your intentions. So if you are wanting to meet different people, I always tell women, I said, listen, I said, wherever you live, honestly, like start getting and finding out. Go on Facebook,
That's a good
find
question.
yeah, and find out what are the local things. A lot of places will have, and
Mhm.
especially now that we're going into fall, they will have like, wine events,
Mhm.
music events, social things. There's a lot of things locally that are going on where there's a lot of men that start coming. They come out from the woodworks. You have to be able to surround you. That's the proximity. Surround yourself by different energy, different men. Because if you're out and about, let me tell you something, ladies, if you're out and about and you're really just chilling out and just kind of like being open and having a good time, but be open, that energy is going to go. You're gonna, like, they're gonna be whoa, whoa. They're gonna smell you out. Seriously, if you're out and
Yeah.
about, ladies, if you're out and about and you're all just with the girlfriend and you're like,
Oh,
okay,
see.
I don't care how pretty you are. I don't care what you are. No man's gonna want to come to you. Nope,
Mm-mm.
because you're not approachable. You have to actually give the sign. Do you know that back in the day, this is how it actually worked? Listen to this. Women choose. So, do you know that back in the day, when a woman was interested in a man, okay, there's a handkerchief thing that they used to do. So, when back in the day, when a woman,
Oh.
listen to this. So then we can still do this in the modern world without the handkerchief. But back in the day, the woman actually was choosing the guy. Okay. So back in the day, we always choose, mama. Okay. So back in the
Mhm.
day, so if a woman liked the guy, what she would actually do is she would walk and she would slowly just drop her handkerchief. And that would give a man an opportunity. And he would usually go up and grab the handkerchief and say, here, ma'am. He said, I noticed that you drop your handkerchief. And that's what a woman will get to decide. Okay, she's going to take that handkerchief and say, thank you, and let it be. Or depending on what she feels with the guy, she's the one that's going to be like, okay, oh, thank you so much. So, and have a little conversation with him.
Mm.
That's how it started. So in the modern world, how do you do it now? Because we're not going to walk around with no handkerchief. So you know what I mean? So how do we do it now? Well, let me tell you how you do it now. When you're out and about, ladies, 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 and you like, oh, and you just get some feeling about somebody. Oh, girl, this is where we do it. This is where we do it. All we need to do is keep it simple. We need to do a look. We need to do a smile. We even need to even do a little hair twist. And we need
All
to
right.
position, right? We don't have to go chase that guy, but we have to make it that there's something, there's a little open door right now. Because a lot of men are
Mm.
so confused with us, ladies. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they are.
You're like, what do you guys want? If I approach you, am I being too masculine? You know what I mean? If I don't approach you, like, what is up? No, we actually do want men to approach us because when a
Yes.
man, when you allow that natural process for a man to approach you, his brain is really going towards you. If you're approaching him, his brain is not. It's not going to be the same. It's not going
Mm, I believe that.
what you
That's why
want.
Dad don't approach.
No, you don't need to approach, but you have to make yourself available.
That's true.
You
That's
have to make
true.
yourself available
I
because
smile a lot, but
that's
yeah, some
beautiful.
women don't smile. Some people are like,
You have to
so you
smile.
do. That's
Why
true.
would a man want to come to you if you're not smiling?
Yeah, some women be like, I just that's just my face, but you got to work on
No,
that
well, then
face, like
get out. Then look at that face because that face is not serving you when you're not smiling. They have that,
that part.
has a serious face. No man wants to approach a woman that has a serious face.
Nope, nope. There you have it. I want to thank you for coming on. I want
Oh,
to talk longer, but
oh,
you know,
I
I
know, it's
just,
fantastic.
I got to get going. But I do
Thank you
want to
so
say,
much.
I usually ask people what's a saying or quote that you go by before we log off. I always ask people that.
Well, I have so many. But I always say, ladies, listen, let me say this one more time. It's a man's job to pursue and your job to set the pace. You get to set the pace. You get to decide, like I said, who you want in. Like if a man's coming, you're like, oh no. Then you get to back it off. And if a man, if you're really into a man, he's showing up, then you get to speed it up. It's up to you. You choose in the end. You absolutely choose. And one more thing, one more saying, I gotta get another. I gotta get another. And let me tell you something. Relationships, romantic relationships are supposed to enhance your life, not detract from them. Always remember that. Romantic relationships are supposed to enhance. Romantic
Yes.
relationships is where you come home. Romantic relationships is where you feel safe. Romantic relationships is where you go for your vulnerability with your person. And if you are
Mhm.
in a relationship that is not happening, then something's off. Then something's not right.
That part. Yep. Because the solitude, if you can match my solitude or make it better, hey, let's date.
Yes.
So, where can people hit you at to get some coaching? Where can hit you up at?
Oh,
I'm going to
yes,
add in the show notes
definitely.
too, but
Yes. Oh, yes, in the show notes. So I would say right now, ladies, if this was resonating with you, I have some free, like really amazing guides that you can like just start listening and start like I have this
hmm,
master class right now that it's like a 40, like if you're into master classes, I have two things I want to offer. If you really want to get to know a little more about like how to date, how to shift your energy, and really like hear more about what we were talking about today, I have a master class. It's called how to attract and meet a man that is completely in
mm,
alignment with you in 30 days or less. And that masterclass is available. All you need to do is go to my website, which is www.charlenebyars.com. And also, I'm on Instagram. So if you guys are on Instagram, I'm MS Charlene. Charlene Byars, BYARS.com. And in my, in the bio, you can get access to that. I also have a free downloadable ebook that's called The Magnetic Woman and really helping you find, the right man for you. And that's also available. And you can get that immediately and you can read that. And there's things in there, ladies, that you can apply immediately and help you get into your feminine energy.
oh, I love it.
And that's
There
the
you
website.
have
The
it.
website, like I said, the website is www.charlenebyars.com.
Awesome sauce. And I'll add that in the show notes for everybody so you can make sure you did not miss that, y'all, because
Thank
this was a
you.
hot conversation. I want to thank Charlene for coming on today. I want to thank everybody that was listening, vibing out. Please subscribe, please share, and be safe out there, y'all.
Thank you.